Everyone, and welcome again to the Notorious Money Show. It is your host, Adrian de Guzman, and today I review Step 7 on the path to financial liberation. Step number 6, to recap, was to persist in the wilderness with God when it comes to your financial plan. Now, what does that mean? That means that you do the work that goes unseen that will pay huge dividends for you in the future, which is being persistent in executing your financial plan, in eliminating debt, paying and following through with the plan that you have set to pay off debt, saving and building an emergency ark like Noah did with the flood, and saving at least $1,000, and then setting other milestones, saving $2,000 or up to $5,000. Do this and build a buffer for yourself so that when opportunity comes knocking on your door, you are ready to embrace that opportunity and take it and run with it and aim for success. As you persist and learn to pay yourself first and do the hard work and have God on your side, God will do, and He will liberate you and help you on the path of financial freedom. And then that leads to step number 7. And step number 7 is to architect and build your financial temple. In ancient times, the son of King David was Solomon. Solomon became king over Israel and inherited the kingdom. Solomon, as his first act and first request to God, was that he wanted all wisdom and understanding. He asked this of God, and God granted Solomon wisdom and understanding never before seen in the face of all the earth and in the face of all existing kingdoms on the earth at that time. Because Solomon requested this, God then provided Solomon riches and abundance in his life, because Solomon did not ask for riches. He didn't ask for material things, but instead he asked for the ability to understand all of his people and to have wisdom and judgment and in all things that he would do. Specifically, in the book of Kings in the Old Testament, it says, "For whoso is able to judge this thy so great a people?" So we know that God then blesses Solomon with that wisdom, insomuch that one of the first scenarios where Solomon had to judge wisely was when 2 women who simultaneously gave birth to 2 babies at the same time and were living in a house or in a home on the same property without any men or without any maids or any other family members. The 2 women had 2 newborn children. One night, one of the women accidentally rolled over and laid on top of her baby, and unfortunately, it stopped breathing and it died. Because of this, the woman acted in desperation, and she went over to the other mother who was sleeping with her baby, and she swapped the dead baby for the living baby. Crazy to think, right? She does this, and then the next morning, the woman who was asleep with the living baby and now arose and had a dead baby because the other woman had swapped them, confronted this woman and said to return her baby, and that was not her baby. She recognized that was not her baby. And how can you argue? Obviously, a mother will recognize their baby because of the connection they have to it. But the other woman lied and held true to her lie and denied that she had swapped the babies. The 2 women, because there were no witnesses, bring this unto the king so that he can judge whose baby was whose. So the woman comes to the king and says that this woman has accused or has swapped our babies in the middle of the night, and that the baby that she holds is actually my baby, and she wants the king to give her the power to, or the right to, take back her baby, because the other woman is the one who rolled over and essentially murdered her baby. King Solomon, because of the wisdom that he had, then judges and calls one of his guards and asks them to bring a sword so that they can smite and split that living baby in 2, and so that both women could both each go home with half of the baby. as the real woman, the real mother of the baby, hears this decree by the king, she tells the king that the other woman can take the baby whole and that she can have that living baby for herself. The king, in his wisdom, and obviously because he asked to have an understanding of his people, King Solomon says that this woman who sacrificed to have the other woman take the baby alive, but she would lose her baby forever. She knew that sacrificing her baby and having her go with that woman, she would lose her forever. King Solomon sees this in the mother and appoints and says that this woman is the mother of the baby, because any mother would never want to see her child or baby be killed or split in two, while the other woman was perfectly fine with the baby being split out of evil in her heart and obviously over jealousy because of what had happened and wanting to have a baby. So King Solomon is able to discern that the mother, the rightful mother of the baby, was the one that was willing to not have the baby split in two and give the baby to the other woman. What a crazy story. And because of this, Solomon's fame is exponentially grown all throughout the many kingdoms at this moment in time, all through Israel and the other kingdoms as well. King Solomon's wisdom was like nothing ever seen before. It says in the Bible, God gave Solomon wisdom and understanding exceeding much, and largeness of heart, even as the sand that is on the seashore. Solomon was wiser than all the wisdom of his country and of all of Egypt, which was the empire or kingdom that had the most knowledge and wisdom of all empires at the time. So Solomon uses this wisdom to judge righteously, and later Solomon uses his wisdom to build the temple, and riches were added to him, and then blesses the lives of all those around him. It is insane the amount of detail that Solomon is able to put into building the temple to honor his God. And he does this being able to obtain commodities from other neighboring kingdoms, such as wood from Lebanon and different pieces of gold. The temple was built with gold, and he not only was living or being able to obtain this abundance, but he shared this abundance and riches with the people who were under him, working with him and working for him. They were all blessed, and they were happy to work for Solomon. And his wisdom was so famous that a queen from the south, which in the Bible she is called the queen of Sheba, who we think is the queen of Ethiopia, she comes to verify Solomon's wisdom, and she also states that Solomon's wisdom and knowledge was that of no one else that she had ever encountered, king or queen. Solomon builds the temple and devotes it and gives it to God so that all the people could be unified and come and worship God. He builds this temple, and then he's also blessed and able to build a home for himself with these same materials and commodities. So King Solomon, that knowledge and understanding that he asked, because he asked for that, everything is added unto him. Now, in our financial plan, when building our financial temple, we must seek for knowledge and understanding. Number one, of what are the most important things in life and for us in our life. And that way we can build our financial temple and bless the lives of everyone else. So, be like Solomon. Seek for understanding. Seek for wisdom. Build a financial temple and a foundation so that you can give to those who are all around you, and so that you can build a legacy. We talked about budgeting like a pharaoh, and that the pharaohs wanted to build the pyramid because they wanted to be remembered. And just like Solomon, you can also be remembered, but also glorify righteousness or glorify doing good. In this case, the temple represents a just or moral cause, or giving praise to a higher power, giving him the glory. So for you, whether it is God or whichever God you believe in, or if it's no God at all, Look for the good things in life that you honor and that help you become a better person. And build a financial temple around those things so that you can bring joy to other people around you, your family, your loved ones, your children, your spouse, or for your future self if you're single. Do this and be wise and filled with understanding like King Solomon, and build your financial temple. This has been the Notorious Money Show. Please subscribe, hit that like button, and we will see you guys on the next episode of Notorious Money.